Greetings, Battle Brothers. It's me, Aurelia Tempris, defender of the Golden Throne and servant of humanity. Today is the day. Today's the day. Today's the day. Didn't think this day would come. Actually, no, I did. I kind of... If we're being perfectly honest, I did want the day to come. So... yeah. I wanted this to happen. I just didn't think it happened so soon. Welcome everyone. Hi. We're gonna chat for a little bit before, I mean, you could have guessed that. We're gonna chat a little bit before we're not gonna start singing right away. You know, I gotta warm up my voice as if I didn't do any of that prior to stream. We're gonna pretend I didn't, and that's just how we're gonna do. Love the new look, thank you. It's one of the other rewards from the subathon. Whole week of Aurelia, so you probably have like 2 more streams. But I will say, just a warning, when I sing Imperium Girls, I'm switching to my gold model, because if it's getting clipped, I want to be in my original outfit. Okay? I think that's fair. I think that is fair. Oh, did I mess up the time zones? Oops. Oops, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I messed up the time zones. Oops. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it probably won't be like a lot of yapping. Didn't miss anything, did I? No. Elgod, thank you for resubscribing. No, you haven't missed a thing. Haven't missed a thing. Just started. Haven't done any singing whatsoever. Not yet. Not yet. What was I had things I was going to tell you guys today. And I have forgotten them because I'm thinking about stream. And singing. But thank you to everyone who submitted questions for the question and answers part of the stream. I'm gonna sing first and then we'll answer questions. Should have wrote it down. You know, it's fine. It's fine. I usually I'll remember it. What about Discord memes? I have no idea what you're talking about. There's lots of memes on the Discord. Actually, good point. Join the Discord server. join the Discord server at that. You know, that's a good plug. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'll be honest. I'll be upfront. So, I have a confession. I have a confession, chat. Yesterday, I was looking for a particular meme. I had seen it on Twitter, and I thought about retweeting it, responding it, posting it, and I could not find it for the life of me. I could have sworn I had seen it in the Discord, and I was like, oh, okay, we will, and I couldn't find it. I searched for like an hour, couldn't find it anywhere. So I was like, you know what? I think the Battle Brothers will help me if I make an announcement in the server for them to help me find this one meme. And they found it. They found it all right. It took us about 30 minutes. It was in a completely different channel, and I was the one who posted it. It was very embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. I was like, I couldn't find it. I was losing my marbles. And you guys were so helpful. You guys were like, oh, okay, we'll help you find it. And, oh. It was so embarrassing. I'm so pretty. I am the prettiest amongst the custodians. I'm just gorgeous. I know. It was... I know, I told you wrong. I steered you in the wrong direction, and I goofed. It was a big goof. We have the meme now. The meme is in hand, and I am embarrassed. Cardi Mostly, welcome. I heard you're new to the channel. I hope you're having a good day today. Yes, we're gonna do a little bit of singing, just a tiny bit. Yeah. She doesn't even need oil. What? Yeah, I'm just pretty. I'm very, very pretty. So, yes. You guys calling me old now that I need to take some dementia medicine for that? Oh my goodness. I mean, honestly, I was so tired last night. I looked for like probably 45 minutes at least. I was looking for it and I was losing my marbles. So maybe I do need to take something for that. What are we yapping about? I sent my Discord members on a wild goose chase for a meme I couldn't find, but it was actually one that I had posted. And I forgot I had posted it. It's okay, we found it. We found it. Everything's good. The most fab of the Femstodes. I guess so. I guess so. I am ashamed. I am ashamed. Who posted this meme? Oh, of course I know him. He's me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so embarrassed. Well, she is over 10,000 years old. Yeah, see, I can't remember everything. Streamer brain is real. Okay, you have no idea. After stream, and depending on the stream, I feel like the dumbest person alive. I really do. I'm not even kidding. I'll like get off of a stream and then I'm like, I forget like what the word for car keys are. Like I need the things for the car. And look, I'm so dumb. I definitely, I get streamer brain afterwards. Definitely, it's a problem. It's a problem. D&D does the same thing, no brain left. That's what I wanted to talk about. Chat. Okay. So, for those of you who are perhaps newer to me, I currently play in a D&D campaign that's got like a Warhammer setting. The best way to describe it is pre-unification. So, there's a lot of context that I am going to skip on. Basically, there's basically like a little mini civil war going on. We're trying to unite the world under one banner, because no one can freaking agree. So, we are conquering the last stronghold. Basically, like, we're taking over the Imperial Palace, because the Emperor has, like, disappeared for, like, 300 years. He hasn't been around. So, we are taking over the Imperial Palace from the bad guys, the traitors. And we get there, and we're fighting the bad guys, and mid-fight, like, we did, like, enough damage to one of them, who was a psyker. She transforms, and chat, we are so screwed. None of my party members knew this, but when my DM sent the picture in the group chat, she was a gene stealer, and we are absolutely hosed, because my character... Aurelia knows about gene stealers, but my character doesn't. My character doesn't know, and let me tell you, I'm losing my mind. My DM was laughing because my DM knows that I know what it is, and oh my gosh. Oh no. No, okay, so it's not, okay, Warhammer inspired. It's not like Warhammer inspired. So, like, you know when Malkador and the Emperor were getting together and they were unifying all of Terra? That's basically what we're doing, but just the timeline is a little bit different. So it's not quite the same. So yeah, we're hosed. We're absolutely hosed, and I have to try to figure out how my character could put a couple pieces together. And I was screaming when it got revealed. I was losing my mind, and my friends were looking at me like, "What is wrong with you, Aurelia?" And I was like, "You don't understand. We are in so much trouble. We are in so much trouble." So, I have to keep my mouth shut because I don't want to spoil it for them how absolutely bad this is going. Well, at least there isn't an underground city of Ratman in your game. That would be ridiculous. Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. So yeah, it's not looking good for me. Yeah, we are boned. Thank you. I just got some water. I am hydrated. Yeah, oh gosh, I'm so worried. We're gonna play again this week, and I'm terrified because our DM indicated that based on what we do, it might be the end of our campaign, which is scary because I thought we still had like an extra like 1/3 of content left in the story. And now I'm scared because it's not the fact that my character, like we could have a total party kill. Like, it's not that there's a TPK. I'm worried that if we win and the story doesn't continue, we have done something horribly wrong. So I'm worried. I'm really worried. Here because I saw your 40k lore post on Twitter that made me rage about aggro worlds. What did I miss? Hi, hello. I hope you like the Twitter post. I've been trying to post more on Twitter. Apparently, chat, you want to know something about VTubers that I didn't know? This is kind of like a little like sneaky thing. So it's good if you have like numbers on your channels. So if like you have good Twitch numbers, good YouTube numbers, whatever channel you stream on, good numbers. But companies don't like to reach out to you unless you have and this is not always the case. Sometimes companies don't like to reach out unless you have a decent sized Twitter following. I didn't know that. I was like, oh, that is, I had no idea. So, yeah, that I've been working on that because I cannot social media very well. It's not like a requirement. It's just like it's just a thing. Yeah, I don't know much about it either, but yeah, so I've been trying to post more stuff there. I post mostly memes because I don't have too many funny clips to post of myself. So I just go around and I make Warhammer memes. Yeah, it's a business thing. Then it also helps you like connect with other VTubers and, you know, kind of comparison, like look at see like, oh yeah, are you cool? Are you chill? Are you a chill person? Answer is usually yes. Usually yes. Oh. Well, there's plenty that could be. We just forget to clip. Oh, by the way, chat, there is a new feature. In theory, it should work. I haven't really tested it. If you type in... Wait, is this one? Is it... Hang on. Okay, that's... Let me lower the threshold here. Okay. There is, yeah, there is a command now. I didn't put it down in Twitch. In theory, it should work in YouTube, but I haven't tried it if it works on the YouTube side. It doesn't clip anything on YouTube, but it'll clip something on Twitch. Just got here, so sad about TTS. I'm very sad too. I really enjoyed watching the ending with you yesterday. Oh, maybe my bot is the one that'll clip it. Gonna have to investigate that. That's the one thing I'm not sure on. Okay, I'll invest the clipping feature, but clip if you can. Have Steve configured to dispense Mountain Dew for Aurelia for today's stream. Yeah, he's being very good. He's being very good. What was I gonna say? Oh yes, TTS ending is very sad. I'm glad I got to watch the whole thing with you guys. Thank you for introducing me to that, because Yeah, I really like that series. And I had something else I was working on with J-Flare, and so now J-Flare is currently working on the new social media banner featuring the Femstodes and Kitten. I am looking forward to it. It's gonna be awesome. So it's coming. It's not as fast as we anticipated, but that's because I had other things for J-Flare that I needed some work done for. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for being patient. It'll be great. Hi, Nanoa. Thank you. Hi. I hope you're having a good day today. We're gonna get to, how long has it been? It's been like 15 minutes. That means we gotta start soon. We gotta start singing. I'm a little nervous, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm a little nervous. I've sung before, and I've sung in front of lots of people, more than the people on stream, but I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a while. Stop stalling and sing. I am gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I need some water. Stream feels different. I don't know. It, like, not that people couldn't have taken, like, videos when I've sung stuff before, but, like, I don't know. It feels different as like an internet personality singing. I don't know. Need some liquid encouragement? No, I'm fine. I'm gonna sing just fine. I should just but it's honestly, I am happy that I do have experience singing in front of large groups of people and then singing solo in front of large groups of people. Do you have a microphone PNG to sing into? Oh, should I have a PNG that I used for the thumbnail. Should I use that for, should I put that in front of me for the stream? I gotta set it up. It won't take me very long, though. I can do it. It's in the thumbnail, might as well. Okay, I have to download the photo and everything, so give me a second. And then once I get that done, then we can do our thing. Okay, where is it? Yeah, we're gonna switch back to my original... We can get rid of this. Did I save the thumbnail? Oh, there it is. Great. One moment. I don't know how much more of that I can do without getting in trouble. Okay. It's downloading. Then I think I'm just gonna... Okay. Okay. Why does it look so weird? Oh, one sec. There we go. We have our microphone. It's gold, and I just pulled it from the internet. I don't have any fancy PNGs of me holding a microphone because I have forearm, like stuff on my forearms, so like armor, so I can't use regular assets where people are holding a microphone or like holding a game controller. Like I can't do any of those things because I have armor, but my new model will account for that. I'll just have to pay for all my extra toggles and stuff that I want. It's shiny. Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna pause my music. I'm gonna switch. I have to use this one because this is gonna get clipped and I want to be in my branded armor. This is the brand, not Aurelia. So don't worry, we will go back to Aurelia. But after this, after these messages. Whew. Okay, so I want to provide a couple bits of context before we get into this. I have mentioned, yes, that I have sung before, and I have sung in front of audiences and in groups. It has been a long time since I've done that. So I am well aware I am out of practice. A good example of this, I can't hit high notes the same way I used to. Thankfully, there isn't many in Imperium Girl. But yeah, so I can't hit high notes the same way. I'm definitely out of practice, even though I've been, like, singing kind of for the fun of it. It's definitely not the same as, like, singing, like, 4 or 5 days, like, specifically in a week. So there's that. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh, okay. Also, Imperium Girls is not, like, it's not a song I would say I am particularly good at. There are different genres of music, and people have different voice ranges and, like, voice types. I will provide an example. So, like, there's some people that are really good at singing country songs. Country songs aren't the same as, like, obviously rap or something like that. So a good example for what I can do is I'm not really good at, like, big belting songs like Let It Go, or if you've heard of of Wicked, there's the movie that's coming out. That'll be interesting. There's some songs in there that are big booming songs, like by Idina Menzel or Adele. Those songs I'm not going to be good at. The songs I am best suited for are ones that almost carry, like, conversation. I will give you an example, because I don't want you guys to think I suck. Because I don't think I suck at singing. It's just certain songs are better for my voice. So I'll give you an example. So you get a little bit of a song little test before and this will be to make sure everything sounds good before I go. Even though I checked my audio and everything, so, okay. Oh, man. It's been ages, but I'm looking forward to this. Don't care about sucking, just sing. Oh, but I mean, I don't want to suck. I don't want to suck. Oh, I'm gonna take the headphones off. I can hear myself better. Okay. Let's just hope no redeems or rewards go in. Don't redeem any of the rewards. I thought I turned everything off. I'm gonna double check and make sure everything is off. So you just hear me. It's literally just gonna be me. Oh, yes, and the last thing. This is not a special singing mic. This is my regular streaming mic. So you're gonna hear me breathe. There's kind of no way around it. But you will know you are getting music live, and I have not just recorded it and edited it out. This is me doing it 100% live. Seeing as you would for Sanguinius, that makes me more nervous. Alright, but since you said Sanguinius, I was already planning on singing this. So, this kind of fits perfectly. One last sip of water before I'm gonna keep stalling. Oh, thank you, Mini Death Knight. Let me put the button up. Button. Okay. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. That's all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. So there you go. That is an example of what I am good at singing. You can tell I was a little bit nervous singing that part, but it definitely, I'm more relaxed now. But yes, that is an example of what I am good at singing. So there's that. That's what I normally sing. Imperium Girls is not that. Pretty good, actually. Well, thank you. Thanks. It sounds better in person, personally, but it's only so much you can do. I was promised bad singing. I'm suing for false advertising. Look, I don't want to be the person that goes out there and says, like, I am the best singer, and I am going to sing the best, and then sound like garbage. I would much rather hold back and be like, oh, yeah, I would rather be modest. I would rather be modest about it. I'm in choir, you're amazing, you did better than the whole choir. There's no way. You gotta have some people in choir that are like, at least like, look. I was in choir, and let me tell you, I was like in middling, like I was not the best singer in my choir. Definitely not. We had some rock stars. Are you gonna use reverb on the mic? No, I didn't practice with that. I didn't think about that, but I kind of figured going like the natural route would be better. Also, I'm not gonna sing with a background track, because another thing I learned in choir is your background track matters, and your background track can like make or break your song. So I am singing Imperium Girls at a slightly lower key because I cannot sing high, and I don't want to get drowned out by the background audio. Because I did practice with the background audio, but yeah, it just wasn't gonna fit with stream right. So we're gonna sing a cappella, which it brings out more of the flaws in the singing, but that's whatever. All your friends can sing really well. Yeah, it was an audition choir. It was an audition choir, and they were like, whew, they were really good, really, really good. You have no idea. Truly serenaded by Aurelia. Oh, okay. And the last point before we get into this, because now I'm feeling much more relaxed now that I started. Thank you for your encouragement. That definitely helps. I was a little like, oh. So I'm glad I sang that first. Okay, so there is a part of the song that is the Snoop Dogg part, which is like a little rap. I cannot rap to save my life. So I am going to not rap. I'm not going to rap. I did, I looked at the rap and I like was wanting to try it, but the rhyme structure, I like in the rhythm, I couldn't quite, I couldn't quite get it right. I did write alternate lyrics, but I did not want to be rude and sing those instead, because that's not quite right. If I got permission from Chaotic Voices to show off my alternate rap, it's still a rap, but then I would sing it. But I do have it, but I was like, I shouldn't sing it. So we're going to skip the rap, and I'm just gonna sing the regular chorus and verses. I'm going to check something. Do 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 do. Do. Okay, let me just make sure I have all the right words. Great. Okay, cool. When you start to sing these songs like all the time, like that's all you do, like sometimes the choruses like melt together and you're like, oh. And then you also have to deal with the original version that you knew first before you heard of Imperium Girls. Hi, did I miss a song? No, you actually made it just in time. Can you do Screamo? Never tried. All right. Oh, let me do a quick little stretch. Oh, also, a side note, I'm sitting down and singing. That is difficult. It's harder to sing sitting down because you can't fill your lungs up as much. Like, I'm used to singing standing up, so I'm sitting down. Yes, I know, I'm yapping. I'm stalling. Yeah, no, it is more difficult. If you've done most singing standing up, it's harder. Try singing when you're laying down. That's even more difficult. All right. First note is always rough for me. Stall Aurelia in full effect? Of course, of course. If you were me, you would be doing the same thing. All right. I keep reading the chats, like I get composed and then I read chats. I gotta close my eyes for the whole for the whole stream. Don't look at you. Like the chat is scrolling. The chat is scrolling. I can see it move. Shut us off. No, it's fine. I'm good. Because it'll be nice later for the clip. You can see all of the emotes. Those are fun. Those are fun. I know a place where the heretics won't get us. Bright, pure and true, with the strength that is enormous. United, me and you, standing with mankind's master. Demons shrink and flee when they see what makes us free. You could travel the warp, but nothing comes close to the golden throne. Once you march with us, you'll be reborn in faith, faith. Imperium girls, we're unforgettable. Faith and fire, ceramic on top. Holy flame so hot, we'll melt your heresy. Whoa, oh, oh. Imperium girls, we're undefiable. Fine, fresh, fierce, we got it on lock. Xeno scum, prepare to put your hands up. Whoa, oh, oh. Reap, thrive, and tear. We don't mind guts on our stilettos. We fight day and night, sing battle hymns on the radio. Oh, you could travel the warp, but nothing comes close to the golden throne. Once you march with us, you'll be reborn in faith, faith. Imperium girls, we're unforgettable. Faith and fire, ceramic on top. Holy flame so hot, we'll melt your heresy. Whoa, oh, oh. Imperium girls, we're undefiable. Fine, fresh, fierce, we got it on lock. Xeno scum, prepare to put your hands up. Whoa, oh, oh. And that's where the rap comes in, but I think that was good. I think that's all. I think that's what you wanted, right? I hope you liked it. I'm sorry my mic setup isn't very good for this. Oh, man, okay, I'm glad it's over. I'm hydrating good, I'm hydrating. Oh my gosh. Thank you, thank you. Oh. Yeah, no, I really practiced. I didn't want to switch it over to California Girl. I knew it was worth staying up late for this. I'm glad, I'm glad. Look, I'll sing you to sleep. I'll sing you to sleep. We're gonna burn some heretics. Go to bed, sweet child. sweet summer child. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I've got what I came for. Time to go back on the Eternal Crusade. Yes. Go, Emperor Speed, brother. Emperor Speed. I'm so happy I stumbled into this stream. Well, welcome. This is not my normal stream. But this is what we're doing today. Yeah, we're just, I was just making sure. Sing Country Roads. No. This is not a karaoke stream. I just said I would sing the one song. I would sing the one song and then I would answer all your questions. Definitely not. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Nice singing from the Dark Mechanicum. Say hi to Vastra whenever you like. Yes, I'm sorry you just missed it. I'm so sorry. But I know on Twitch, I'm sure people clipped it or something. I don't know if it lasts 2 minutes long. Oh, Apocalypse Pony, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. Make sure you say thank you if you just got a gift from Apocalypse Pony. I hope you liked the singing. Sing Wonderwall. Oh my gosh. Well, perhaps in the future we will do a karaoke stream. Maybe then I'll have a good mic setup where we can do some reverb and make it sound a little better. I was distracted. Can you do it again? I don't know. My face, you can't see it. Wait, I could do the toggle, but the toggle doesn't quite like the toggle doesn't quite like cover it. My face is like bright red. It's bright red. I'm so Oh, Red Tail Wolf, thank you for the 20 memberships. Thank you very much. I hope you guys like this song. I actually thought it would be funny. I don't know if this is doable. I have to ask people for permission and things, but I always thought it would be fun to release a cover of it, like maybe not like super professional, but like release a special cover of me singing this song. But I would need to talk to Chaotic Voices and make sure that's okay first before I did that. And I would probably, I don't know if I would do the rap. I would figure that one out. So, yeah, I want to do one. I just don't know how feasible that is. I name you Voice of the Great Angel. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, gosh. All right, I would take the blush toggle off. I just thought it was funny. My face is so red. Oh, my gosh. I don't even have to look at myself and I can see it. My face matches my hair. It was. Oh, I'm so sorry. Your choir practice just finished. Turned up the volume, found out you finished. I'm so sorry. I'm sure. I think someone's clipped it on Twitch. Joy, if you're, they'll probably throw some links in the Discord. So if you do that, you should in theory be able to listen to it. Her face is redder than Magnus. Ah, yeah. Yep. It's true. It's true. Yeah, there will be the VOD too, but I think YouTube just did a new thing with their live streams. You can't go back and watch stuff that happened earlier, because I used to be able to, like, if I showed up late to like my friend's live stream, I would like go back to go look at things, and I thought it was cool. And then yeah, I don't know. It doesn't work like that anymore, and I'm sad. You need to do it again for that chatter. Yeah, just for that one. That's a setting. It's called DVR. Oh. Oh, I didn't know that. I guess I'm going to have to investigate. Okay. I'll go back and change that setting. So, if you're on YouTube, there's a setting for it, apparently. Okay, I'm gonna take the mic down so people don't get confused and think I'm still gonna be singing more things. I hope you liked it, and I was a little worried. I think I might have, since I messed up the times, this might have really messed things up. Chaotic Voices saw my meme tweet about it on Twitter and retweeted it. So I was a little worried that we'd have Chaotic Voices in here live, but you know, it's fine. I was like, oh no, please, I don't want to botch your song live. Heretic? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, no, definitely not. Not a heretic. Definitely not a heretic. Oh, okay. I'll turn my music back on. I don't have any more songs to sing. It was just we were cashing in that reward that chat earned. There we go. There you go. The music is going now. You have a lovely voice, no need to blush. The time for singing is now. I sang what I promised. But I do have, so one thing we did prepare is, let me just make sure, there. The ears do look a bit Xenos, but I am an abhuman. Excuse me, I am an abhuman. My ears are perfect the way the Emperor made me. They're perfect. They're perfect. But you know what? We might do a karaoke stream again in the future. And in a perfect world, I would like to have my own Warhammer songs to sing that I work with people to make. I think it would be very, very nice. And I think it would be fun. Okay. Okay. I was going to pull up. So, as part of the subathon goals, we had a reward for a question and answer stream. So a bunch of you submitted questions on the Discord server, and I have I've got like 40 of them. So we'll see how many of them we get through. But I was gonna read them out and we're gonna chat. So this is like pretty much a big chatting stream. I am going to change back to my original armor because you are all owed Aurelia armor. You are all owed the Aurelia armor, so I have been, so we are going back to this, but my normal look is the redhead. Hearing you sing makes me want to fight alongside you, Battle Sister. Oh, that's really sweet of you to say. That's so sweet of you to say. Oh, that's kind. Aurelia album, wouldn't it be like a golden album? That was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry, but I'm not that sorry. The Yapton returns. I have returned. Return of the Yap. Return of the Yap. So, we aren't like limited to the questions on the slide. If there are other questions that kind of pop up as a result of me answering some of them, feel free to throw them in chat and we'll go through and answer them. And this is just for fun. This is fun. We're gonna have a good time. Make this nice and big so you can mostly read it. Okay, the first question. I almost thought about deleting this question. Have you ever played Paradox Billiards, Vosotrin Roulette, 4th Dimensional Hypercube, Chess, Strip Poker? I have not. I have never played. I have never played that game, but after seeing it on TTS, I wanted to. I definitely wanted to. Goth for the Golden Throne. I assume you're talking about Corax, right? You're not talking about me? Corax on the Golden Throne. Have you ever pied anyone in the face or wanted to pie someone who deserved it? Yes. I played, like, games in my youth. Like party games. And part of them, one of them I think we did was, like, we pied someone in the face. It's fun. Not an actual pie, but it's, like, whipped cream on, like, a paper plate. And then you smash it in someone's face. So much fun. It was so much fun. We had a blast, and the mess like got everywhere. I have also been pied because of games like that. It's good. It's good. Oh, I love this question. Okay. What would you do if Cheese Sibling tried to join your Discord server? So, I have siblings, and one of them has been, well, chat has, I don't know if it's affectionate, has affectionately called them Cheese Sibling due to a very interesting story about cheese. It's a bit long-winded. Basically, though, if one of my siblings tried to join the Discord server, it's a tricky thing because I would probably tell them to join with a different account. It would be kind of weird, but I would probably tell them to join with a different account. I don't have anything to hide in that server. Like, I don't have anything to hide, so they're welcome to join it. I would just tell them, hey, if you're gonna make an account, maybe don't do your personal one. Make a second account or something else. Like, and it doesn't even have to be, like, Aurelia related. Like, you don't have to come up with, like, a fake name for yourself, but just maybe not your personal one, just to be safe. So, if Chi Sibling tried to join the Discord, I'd be like, yeah, sure, you can do that. I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised. But yeah, no, I wouldn't stop them though. Like, I don't do anything that's like weird in the server, like, nah. Would you like to hang out and drink with Liam and Russ? So, I'm a bit of a lightweight. I don't drink very often. I don't really like the taste. So I could drink with Liam and Russ. I don't think I would last long, because he'd probably, like, tip a whole, like, gallon of ale down my throat, and then I would just... I would instantly, like, pass out. Because I can't handle much. I can't handle much. So, that would be the downside, especially if it's his Fenrisian ale. Then certainly it will be a lot stronger than what I'm used to. So maybe if I have even a sip, maybe that's just gonna be too much for me. So I would love to hang out with Liam and Russ and try his ale, but I don't think we'd be hanging out for long. I'll take a Mountain Dew. I'll drink Mountain Dew while he drinks his ale. I think that's a good like middle ground. I think it's a good middle ground. Wait. Oh, that's weird. My cards are like, they look weird on my other screen. I was like, what is happening? How did I meet Sanguinius? So, this is an interesting question. I saw it and I thought about, like, actually crafting something, but I decided not to. I never actually, like, wrote down, like, how we met. It wasn't a part of my lore that I was like, oh, like, we met like this, and this is how the romance blossomed. I never came up with anything because I was always hesitant. I didn't want people to get the impression that I was trying to, like, really insert my OC or this persona into the Warhammer universe. Because, like, I don't know, I've been in a situation where I've had dungeon masters insert their original characters or their dungeon master NPCs, and they, like, steal the show, and that kind of sucks. And I never wanted to give the impression that my presence in the world, in the universe, was, like, earth-shattering. Like, oh my gosh, she 1v1'd Horus, like, girl bossing. Like, no, I don't pretend that, like, I am the strongest person around. I actually kind of prefer that I would not be. That, like, I don't mind being, like, strong, but, like, there's a limit. And that was kind of part of why I never made any, like, specific, like, oh, this is how we met. My lore, I will say, and this is similar to, like, how I got into Warhammer in the first place, is that, how I got into Warhammer is basically I saw a picture of Sanguinius, like a piece of art of Sanguinius, and I was like, wow, he's really cool. So the part of the lore, which I guess I'll share here, is that I saw a propaganda poster of the newest Primarch that had been discovered, and it's like the same art and it's of Sanguinius. So that is like technical of like how I heard about him, how like we met in person. I never went out of my way to like make a specific set of lore on. Saw a pic and said, I'll deep dive for this. Yeah, I always wanted to make it a goal that if I, like, let's say for some reason GW decided, like, we like this Aurelia, let's put her in our lore. I didn't want it to change a lot of what already happens in the heresy and what goes on there. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I am just a girl, and I'm not going to be able to change much. And that's okay. It's kind of fun. And in any case, like, trying to figure out exactly how I met him, like, can create its own problems within the lore, because the books span, like, a lot of time. But I think, I think if I was going to say something how we met, it would probably be sometime in, like, during the Great Crusade. That's what I would say. Girls always fall for the Jesus archetype? I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you on that one. I have, yeah, no. No. I know too many people that go for the red flags. The big red flags that you can see from 50 miles away. So that's not true. Is the Jesus archetype a common one? Oh, yeah, for sure. But, like, they're archetypes for a reason. They're, you know... No, definitely I know people that go for the big red flags that are, like, actually the opposite of, like, the opposite of Jesus in a lot of ways. I do, okay, so yes, I do like the big, strong man archetype. I want to be protected. And, like, I don't mind being like, yeah, I can do my own, I could do my own fighting, I can do my own stuff, but I honestly, I don't, alright, how far are we gonna get into this? I think there is a limit to girl bossing that I am willing to, like, that I don't want to, like, really get into. It's like, girl bossing is great and good, but sometimes I think it's too much. Like, yeah. Sometimes I just think the girl bossing that button gets pressed too hard when it comes to media. And I'm like, okay, I don't mind having a girl who's like, yeah, I can do it. But, like, it happens more frequently. And sometimes I just kind of find it annoying. I'm just like, I feel like you lose a lot of opportunities for good writing when you just say, oh, she's a girl boss. Like, oh, she's like, I just don't like it. It's not my preference. I prefer to have well-written characters that are strong or, like, they overcome adversity and, like, you can see, like, how they've done it. Yeah, the best characters have good flaws. I agree. So, yeah, I don't know. So I don't mind being like, oh, like, as a woman, I'm like, I want to be tough. I want to be able to do my own thing and, like, I want to be, like, strong. But I also don't mind being like, I like being taken care of. So I like strong man who is nice to me. That's my ideal guy, which is why I like Sanguinius, because he's got very a noble personality. So yeah, you gotta have good balance. You gotta have good balance, otherwise just, I don't know. There's good parts about men and women, and I feel like they work really well when they're both not trying to be the same thing. And, you know, have their natural talents and abilities, like, complement one another. That's my thought. That's my thought. Okay. Do you and Hawkboy have pets? I don't know how many people in the Warhammer universe actually have, like, pets other than, like, nobles and, like, administratum. I don't think any of the Primarchs really had any, like, pets that were, like, living. Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, humans, though. So that's the thing. I'm sorry, I have to read this. Sister of Battles all want the Emperor to look after them, but won't flinch from purging in his name. See, I love that. That's fantastic. Fight, defend your... I mean, they're not married to the Emperor, but yeah. No, I don't know if we would have any pets. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. Because also, like, I don't know about animals in the warp, how well that works. Does Steve count as a pet? No? He's a human skull? Probably not. Probably, no, I don't think he counts. Yeah, so probably no pets. If we were to have a pet, I'm not even sure. What animals, like, exist as pets in the 40k universe? Like, I was under the impression that Terra, like, pretty much got hosed. So, I'm not aware of how many animals are actually, like, around. They're probably from other planets. I'm not having a squig as a pet. What about space wolves? Okay. We saying Lehman Russ is a dog? I mean, that is true. I mean, true. But, I don't think he counts. I don't think that counts. I don't think that counts. We'll go to the next question now. I love this question. Okay. What would be the best thing Sanguinius gave you for Christmas? And then the follow-up question to that is, what would you want your battle brothers to give their stepmom? Okay, I'm gonna do the second question first. As unofficial stepmom of the battle brothers, I wouldn't ask anything of them. I wouldn't ask them for anything. Like, they've already, like, they would already have, like, give so much to, like, the Emperor and, like, the citizens of the Imperium. I would never ask for anything. They would ask and I would say, like, nope, I don't want anything. Like, it just feels like that's too much. And I get the impression that they would already give me something, or at least one of them would do some sort of artistic thing. So I would never ask for anything. I would just be content. I'd be like, no, okay, this sounds really cheesy, but I'd be like stereotypical mom. I'd be like, I just want to spend time with you. I think that would be nice. Like, on Sanguinala, like, that is, like, kind of like a sad time for everyone. So, like, I think the best thing to do would be to, like, you know, be together when, like, you know, everything is all sad. Yeah. That's probably what it would be. As for... Oh, cats. Wait. Sorry, I'm catching up. Super chats. As possible pet ideas, Russ and his wolf brothers' cats still exist. Wow, I'm impressed that cats are still around. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. As for... I thought about this one because I thought this was fascinating. What would be the best thing Sanguinius gave you for Christmas? So, I've been working on getting my new model designed, and I have a new symbol that I am using, that I'll use in the future. I don't have a good picture to show you guys right now, but it's let's just say it's a cool symbol. It looks awesome. So I would say that the coolest thing would be for Sanguinius to have got me a necklace with a little, like, tiny version of that symbol on my like, on the necklace, like, engraved. I don't know exactly how it would work. I'm not a jewelry designer, but, like, maybe it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen them on, like, Etsy. You can get, like, a little metal, like, disc, and then you can have whatever you want engraved on it, like something like that, where, like, it has my little symbol in it. I don't know. I just think that would be sweet. I think that would be nice. But it's hard to figure out what, like, he would get for me. But I would say something like that I would find very touching and sweet. Yeah. Dogs also exist? Okay, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. So yeah, I like that question. That was, like, an interesting question for me. Did I scroll? Hang on. Okay. What did you do after the devastation of Baal? Okay, this one is tricky. If I was going to be part of the devastation of Baal, we have to avoid a couple things. So I think one of the ideas was that I help show up at the very end. We do like a final push, but the tricky part is if you're reading the books, the custodians aren't actually there. So in a perfect scenario where, like, when Gilliman shows up and he gives Dante a huge like an honor, and he gives him the whole speech and everything, that's difficult, because if there was a custodian nearby, especially one that is a technically matron of the Blood Angels, like that gets awkward. So in a perfect world, I would assist with like the last push. Dante would still be the hero, and I would probably stay and rebuild after the devastation of Baal. What likely happened is we were on our way to Baal to try and reinforce them, but we were basically harried on our way there, and we weren't able to make it in time. So Dante can still be the hero, he can still be alive. But we were just late, and so we show up later when they are in the middle of rebuilding. That one makes the most sense to me. The undevastation of Baal. Yeah, pretty much. Aren't custodians still under house arrest during the devastation of Baal? You could have been there as the ones that get to protect distant humans. Yeah, I could have been there. That is true. That is true. Makes me wonder, like, what the human would be if I was protecting one in particular. I'd like to think that we were on our way there, but we couldn't make it in time for, like, when the High Fleet touched down. So yeah, that would be probably what would actually happen. In all reality, I would have loved to have been there and, like, defend the planet, because, you know, like, if you have the opportunity to defend your, like, your ex, not ex, your dead husband's home from, like, terrifying monstrosity, oh yeah, I'd be there in a heartbeat. But perils of the warp. Okay. How does a mortal enter the warp without losing her soul in the process? Well, I mean, isn't that what Gellerfields are for? I feel like a Gellerfield kind of, like, helps with that a lot. I don't go into the warp all willy-nilly. I'm not just popping up in there with just me. I would say Gellerfields are what keep most people from going insane. Or extreme faith. Yes, that I would say extreme faith would work. So yeah, I would say extreme faith. Gellerfield drip, yeah. What is existence like in the warp? Oh gosh, I meant to pull this question, but I forgot to do it right before. It's purple. So when you are going through the warp, what they do to prevent people from going insane is that they basically close and lock all the windows, and they cover the windows so you can't look out, because it's, like, mind-boggling and people go insane looking at it. Like, I mean so it honestly, imagine, like, you're in, like, a ship, just a regular ship. It could even be like a boat. It's just like, you don't see the sun, you don't see the moon, you just exist. You don't have, like, the sun to go off of or anything, so you're just kind of, like, existing, just doing your regular stuff, assuming you're not, you know, impacted by being in the warp. But that's what Gellerfields are for. Yeah, they lock those hatches, and they close the curtains. They close the curtains. You cannot look out. I know, I think they talked about it in, which one was it? It was the first Heretic. I think they described what looking out into the warp was like. Kind of freaky. Highly recommend that book. It was really good. Argol Tall, my homie. Love that guy. Super cool. Fun fact, the gather field doesn't create a barrier to prevent the warp from going in. You're taking a bubble of reality around you. So for the warp creature, you have a small island of reality around the ship. Oh, see? That's cool. That's cool. What is the longest time you have spent standing guard for the Emperor? Not moving, not eating, just guarding. Okay, so I have an important question. Do we count yapping? Is yapping allowed as part of the guarding duty? Because, if yapping counts, then, like, it's literally, like, seconds. It's literally seconds. If I'm not allowed to yap, then, like, it's less than, it's, like, probably, like, I can be serious at times. I know that doesn't seem like it's possible, but I can be serious and I can be quiet. I can be quiet when I choose to be. When I choose to be. How long could I go being quiet for? Odds are I'll do some humming too. It would be difficult, but I think maybe 4 hours. I'm like trying to think realistically what makes the most sense, and I would say I could probably shut up for 4 hours. Yeah, I'm probably gonna annoy my fellow custodians a tad. Oh, absolutely. I am the yappiest of them all. And my favorite one to yap with, probably Kitten, because we like to get into the lore. We like to talk about the lore, and it's fun. Learning. We're learning. I just imagine Aurelia standing guard and just yapping to the unmoving custodian next to her. She's the only noise being made in the throne room. It's like a sacred place, and then, yep. There go the emotes, just me, yeah, just yapping away. Yap, yap, yap. Are you a sleep talker? Yeah, I actually am. When I was younger, I used to share a room with one of my siblings, and they told me on multiple occasions that I would talk in my sleep, and I sometimes was coherent enough that I could have like a conversation. So I would like say something, and then my sibling would respond like, oh hey, like, oh, like one time I was yelling and sibling said to me, hey Aurelia, we're in a really quiet area right now, you need to whisper, you need to whisper. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I like started whispering to myself. Yeah, so, that has happened, like, I'd have to ask sibling how many times they remember it happening, but I think it's at least been a dozen. Like, a dozen times that sibling could easily call out, and then I'm sure there's plenty of others that sibling heard, but, like, you know, you're not counting. So yes, I've been known to talk in my sleep. Yeah, I don't know. So I was on vacation with my family recently. I didn't ask them if I was talking in my sleep during the trip, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be an experience. Yeah, okay, so look, I guess the yap was, I was filled with the yap from the very beginning. I realized I have gotten the yap from both of my parents. They both like to talk a lot. And I think it was innate. It was just engraved on my soul. Truly, you have been blessed. I mean, if you want to put it that way, you could say that. You could say that. I don't mind it, honestly. As long as you guys don't mind that I yap, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Okay. Ow. If you were put into a dreadnought after the Great after a great battle, what model would you choose to be in, and what armaments would you want? Okay, 1 second. I think I know what it's called. I just need to double check before I tell you. I'm gonna pull it up. No. I want a flamer. I want a flamer on my dreadnought. Let me tell you. I think I answered this question before, but I want... Okay, I found the picture that I want. Yeah, I like this guy. I like the way this guy looks. Let me save the image and then I will show it to you. No, that's a... And I'm gonna do whatever I want. I know you're like, Aurelia, you can't put that on a dreadnought. I'm like, I'm gonna put whatever I want on it. Dread boy. There we go. 1 sec. Let me pull up the image. I want to be... It's called the... Contemptor Galatus, however you want to say it. It doesn't much matter. Alright, where is this photo? 1 sec. Okay. 1 sec. I'm pulling it up. This. That. I want to be that. I want to have a sword and I want a flamer. I want both. That's what I want. So that's what I would be. I would be this guy. Look at him. He got a big sword, he got a shield, and then I want a flamer. Flamer or a Melta, either one I'm happy with. As long as it spews fire, I am content. Because I don't... Librarian Dreadnoughts, they can still do Psyker stuff, so I could probably still do Psyker things, but I'd love to have something else as like a little extra oomph. Just, fire! Fire! Burn it all! Burn! Responsibly though. Responsibly though. I'm not proposing anything. Aurelia lives, stomp stomp. So that's what I would be. That's what I'd pick. I don't know if I want to be a dreadnought. I think I'd be a dreadnought if I like had to be. I don't know if I would choose that for myself. Shame you didn't go for the Sanstodes model. Sanstodes? Yeah, no. I'm not into... I'm not into that. Sword, shield, flamer, Melta. That's 3 things. Yeah. Yeah. Just give me fire. Give me the fire. If you could only be an Imperial citizen, what world would you be on and what career would you be in? No Inquisition, Commissariat, or officer roles. Okay, Oh, well, you didn't say this, so I'm gonna take your loophole here. I would want... I don't know what planet I would want to be part of. I'm not anything like, oh, Tanith or Valhalla. Like, none of those like planets come to mind, but I'd like to be a Sister of Battle. I think I'd be a pretty good Sister of Battle. Yeah. So, yeah. Sister of Battle, I don't know if the planet particularly matters. I think if I was gonna choose, I'd probably want... Probably not a hive world. Maybe an agri world would be cool. But, you know, they all have their own problems. Yeah, maybe an agri world or something like that. Sisters are under the Inquisition. What? Well, boo. Then I'll be a farmer. Which will most likely be like a serf. But if I wanted a half-decent life, then I'd probably want to be Administrata. I'd want to be an Administratum person. That would probably be the best way to go if you want like a semi-cush life, but everything is so rough in the Imperium. Like most options aren't going to be the best options. I want to be a living Steve. No! No. No. There you go. There's your answer to that question. Who is your favorite Primarch that isn't sanguineous? My favorite Primarch is actually one I kind of relate to a lot. I actually, that was the first Warhammer book I read. Lionel Johnson. I like him a lot. He is... the first book that I read ever of Warhammer was The Lion, Son of the Forest by Mike Brooks. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting to hear about the lion and how he's like, dang it, I messed up and I'm trying to make things right. And I was like, dude, I like this guy, but he's an absolute jerk in 30K. He's an absolute jerk, but I can relate to him in some senses. There's some lines that really went hard in that book that like kind of rocked me to the core. And I think that's why I liked it so much that I wanted to keep reading Warhammer. So I like the lion. He is distrustful and he likes to keep secrets. And I wouldn't say I am naturally distrusting of people. Most of the time I think I'm pretty trusting, sometimes to a fault. And then like I think it was more like his temper. I kind of relate to his temper, but not to the temper where he did a very he blasted his son's head off. That was pretty bad. I don't think I've ever been that mad. I've never been that mad, but I can relate to him. He's pretty cool. So, but 30K line I don't know as much about, but overall from what I've heard about his personality, I'm like, he's just cool, and the armor and just the knight vibes, I'm all about it. I love it. It's fantastic. Okay. What is your relationship like with the other Primarchs? And how do they treat you as an in-law? Oh, we can't go through all of them. I know it was kind of fun when we did the wedding planning stream like 5 months ago. That was kind of a fun thing to explore. I don't know what each Primarch would like think of me. I think there's like a couple of them that would be kind of distrustful. Mostly the ones that turn traitor. So you'd probably have your Perturabo. You've had your Kurz. They're probably like, eh. I think Lorgar might be a little too interested in me. Not in like a romantic sense, but I think he might be like really curious. I think most of them would just be like chill about it. I mean, Sanguinius is like the most beloved, like one of the most beloved amongst the Primarchs. So I think if they respected Sanguinius's decision and they're like, oh yes, he's making a good call, that they'll respect his decision, and I think they'll like more likely just be like curious. I don't think they'll like treat me poorly. I'm trying to think if there's any that would like straight up be like treat me badly. I can't. No, I don't think so. I have to say Magnus would be the most supportive. Yeah, because I'm a nerd. He'd be like, yes, get that. Get the nerd. He'd be like, I'm not alone. I'm not the only nerd here. Yeah, I think he would like that because the high on the psyker powers on my end. Imagine Thanksgiving at the palace with all the Primarchs. The tension, yeah, it would be tense. It would be very tense trying to Just tell Perturabo that his blueprint looks nice and put it out in the fridge. Oh, good idea, good idea. So yeah, I don't think that any of them would like hate me. I think Lorgar would be like too curious, and I think it'd be a little uncomfy. I'd just be like, So there's that. Oh yeah, this was a technical, like a technical kind of question. The Book of Mom. Oh gosh. Would you consider having a smaller force as part of your retinue to take care of menial things that aren't worth sending Space Marines or Custodians on? Yeah, I'm sure. That makes sense. In the Warhammer D&D campaign I'm part of, I actually have, I have a small force, which I say a small force, but it's like thousands and thousands of soldiers. So it's small by 40k standards, but they're actually called the Legio Solar. That's their name. So, I would probably have a group of people that would like take care of that sort of thing, or just kind of like a smaller, like, not thousands, but like it'd probably be like, and maybe a small like, yeah, just a smaller force for like not like important things. I probably would. It makes the most sense. 5 Baneblades, yes. I just send 5 Baneblades out to do my bidding all the time. I love that. Yes, yes. Baneblade is life. Baneblade is life, chat. How did you first meet Steve? Were you friends instantly, or did it slowly develop? I really like this question. So here is my canon. This is canon, and I'll need to write this down. So my version of this is that I was allowed into the Imperial Palace libraries to do the research that I wanted. So how I imagine me meeting Steve is that I am going through looking for I'm just going through pulling books off shelves, just looking for looking to read anything and everything that I can get my hands on. And Steve is there as like one of the librarians, and he's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "No," as like my arms are filled with like books like stacked above my head. And he's like, Are you sure? And I'm like, no, I got it. And it's like almost cartoonish as I try to like balance the books on my legs as I pull another one off the shelf and like magically float it to the top of the pile. And and Steve is like, I am wildly uncomfortable with how you are handling those books, ma'am. And then he's like, "Let me help you," because he's worried about the books and not me. So then he helps me. We get the book situated on like a table or something, and then I start talking to him about all like the things I wanted to look at and research, and he like desperately wants to leave, but I just keep talking. But then over time he's like, "Oh, she's actually kind of nice to talk to." So then I imagine it's a similar scenario. Over the course of like several days, like the same thing happens over and over again. And then like we become friends. And then I'm like, "Hey, like, could I like request you like specifically to help me with all this stuff?" And he was like, "You know what? Sure. And then we kind of just become friends, and we talk about stuff, and like we read the same things. Steve got yap locked, yeah. That's kind of like, it's a really goofy story, but that's how I imagine that we meet each other. And it's kind of perfect. And he's like, like just tired in general, and then he meets me and the bags under his eyes grow infinitely. He's just like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot get away. Please save me." But then we become friends. And yeah. So that's how I think I meet Steve. Corpse Puppeteer, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Use those Prime memberships. Now he's a true friend, a forever friend, because he's now a skull. Aurelia must have a high charisma score. I say I have decent charisma, but not Riz. I don't have Riz. We had a conversation about this. When was it? There was a stream where someone called me Rizrelia. And I correct them. I said, And I was like, I don't have Riz. So I went after stream and I talked to one of my friends. This wasn't like immediately after stream, it was like a few days later. I said, "Hey, I have a question for you. I was told I have Riz. Do you think I have Riz?" And they said, "Do you want me to be honest with you?" And I laughed and said, yes, I think I know the answer anyways, so just be honest with me. They're like, you have no Riz. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I told them. I told them I have no Riz. I have no Riz. None of the Riz. I just blah, 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 blah. I just talk. I just talk. That's a nice thing. Stats can be interpreted in different ways. Yeah, no, I'm not rizzing people up. Maybe except like, I don't know, you can rizz up your friends, and that's different from rizzing up someone you're actually interested in. And my friends have heard enough of my of my stories that they know I have no Riz. It's just my cross to bear. So it's canon. I did not Riz up Sanguinius. Like, bro, I don't know how that happened. Yeah, I don't got the Aurelia lives. No. The best friends are the ones that can't leave. You won't leave, right, chat? Right? You can't, you won't leave. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Where am I? I just joined. What's happening? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Zero, thank you for the bits. Yes, gotta raid the couches. Gotta raid those couches. Do you have the option? Technically, yes, you do. You have the back button on your browser. No, but I don't think I was able to Riz Sanguinius in the slightest. If anything, he probably did all the rizzing. Oh, I love that. That was a good question. I like that one a lot. Oh, I did kind of answer this one already. Wait, hang on. One does not Riz the Sanguinius. Instead, one cannot be helped but be rizzed by the Sanguinius. Oh, who told me? There was a line. So Sanguinius and the Khan were talking about something. I can't remember what it was, but like Sanguinius, I think they were talking about like symbols and stuff, and Sanguinius said to the Khan, this is a summary. He's like, well, just so you know, like, I'm not really an angel. And he like winked, and I'm like, bro, actually, I might be making up the part that he winked, but that's what I saw in my head, and it got me all like, like, I was like, oh my, It's like, well, I'm not really an angel. I'm like, I would have melted. I would have been a puddle on that floor. You would have had to like, I would have melted. You could not. I would have died. I would have died right there. Just, Yes, I'm quite. Yeah, Sanguinius would Riz me so hard. Honestly, I'd get Riz too hard. It's probably a little embarrassing how fast I would fall. Maybe not so embarrassing because it's Sanguinius, but if you had not been chosen to become one of the custodians, which faction of the Imperium would you want to be part of? No Blood Angels. I couldn't be a Sister of Silence, but we knew that. We knew that. So I would say, yeah, I think we're gonna have to stick with Sister of Battle. I'd be a Sister of Battle. Sister of Yappin', yes. Yeah, Sister of Battle. That one's pretty straightforward. Hang on. What's your favorite class in Space Marine 2 and why? Bulwark. Bulwark, because melee. Melee, up in close, and I get to destroy the Tyranids up close. I'm not very good with the shooting aspect of the game, probably because I use a controller instead of the mouse and keyboard. So I like the Bulwark. Well, he did riz up his whole legion and people. He did. He really, 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 really did. So, yeah. I play Bulwark. That's the one I like the most anyways. Sanguinius for the riz, Khan for the roast. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, what story in Warhammer 30k or 40k lore is your favorite? Oh, I was supposed to think about the answer for this one. Ooh, okay. Okay, I have an answer. Okay, I have an answer. It's kind of embarrassing. I think, okay, one of the ones that I liked in the beginning was when Horus and Sanguinius, this is in Fear to Tread, were fighting the Nephilim, and Horus says the iconic line, like, we are the anvil that you will, like, break upon, whatever. And then he points up to the sky where the blood angels are just falling out of the sky, ready to go, like, get them. And he's like, and then they are the hammer. And that was awesome. I love that moment. Wonderful. But I think one of my favorite stories, I really like Sanguinius' speech at the Eternity Gate. We listened to the dramatic, like, narration of it, like, a week and a half ago. Oh, the tears were flowing. The tears were flowing so much. So many tears. I really liked that. It was very good. Definitely touched me. Dino Manic, thank you so much for gifting a sub. Make sure you say thank you if you got gifted the sub. So, Hell's Reach, yeah, yes. Also, just like the end of Hell's Reach, that was particularly brutal. The writers care not for where the tears flow. Oh my gosh, I was sobbing. You can, if you want to watch a VOD of me crying, you can. There's two of them. Hell's Reach, and then there's the one where we do Sanguinius lore. Tears sustain the writers. Kybernicus, I am really concerned that you are the one who said that. I can't wait for part 4, by the way. We have someone in our Discord who is writing an Aurelia story that's just kind of fun, and I kind of react to it on my own time. It's really good. And I'm gonna be really sad. I get the feeling when I keep reading it. I don't think I've cried. I don't think tears have rolled down my cheeks, but I have gotten teary so far. But no actual full-on tears. Crying will occur. No! No. Okay, next question. Next question. Okay, what is your favorite aspect of the Warhammer setting? So, I know I haven't talked about this in a while, but when I first started, I did when I first started streaming. So, I used to read a lot as a child. Like, I read so much. And I really enjoyed reading throughout, like, elementary school, junior high, and when you get to high school, you really don't have time to do reading for fun, because you have like tests to study for. Like there are tests are harder, and the curriculum and like the schoolwork it's more difficult, so you need to spend more time studying than doing regular reading. And that's kind of the same like when you go into like university stuff. So kind of when I hit high school, I stopped reading for fun, and I would occasionally pick up, this was after high school, let me make this clear, I would occasionally like pick up a book that that was like popular at the time. So for example, if you have a girlfriend, a popular book series that is out is A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I didn't know it at the time is like, and it's not all smut, but there is some smut in it. But it seemed like a lot of the books I had like read at the time were like all these like romances, which was nothing not wrong with romance novels, but they were just like filled with like smut, and that was like all that was being like brought out for like targeted to people like in my like age range. So it was kind of like, man, I was kind of getting tired of it, and I was like, let's read something different. And I saw the Lion book on Audible, and I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. Like, it had only recently come out, but I had no idea. So I gave it a shot, and honestly, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so refreshing. It's not a romance, and it's a story about like brotherhood, camaraderie, like the love between brothers. And I was hooked, because it felt so different than anything else I had read before. Just, it blew my mind. And it was just so refreshing, because not everything is about romance. Not everything's about like, does he like me? Or like, I don't know. I really like those stories about courage and bravery and hope in dark times, because I think even though our world, even though it's not as dark as the 40k universes, there are times where people kind of lose hope and things are tough and difficult. But having those stories where you're like, hey, if they can persevere in hard times, I can too. I just liked that. So I think the whole concept of it being hang on one second. Sorry, I had some weird background stuff. Just the fact that courage and bravery and being loyal, they're just good. They're good traits, I think, that are in like books. So for courage and honor, yeah, it's just great. It's only a romance book with the Emperor's Children. Yeah, and not to say I won't pick up like a romance book ever again. It's just like it gets to a point where I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I can only take so much. So there you go. That was my answer to that question. Besides Warhammer, what other hobbies and fandoms do you enjoy? So I mentioned that I read a lot when I was a kid. So one of the book series that I was like obsessed with was Harry Potter. Like the reason I was obsessed with it is because my parents would take the Harry Potter books and they would read them to us, and they would do all of like the Harry Potter voices. So my dad would like highlight the books, and he had like specific like annotations. So he was like, okay, I read this in Harry's voice, or I read this in Ron's voice. And same thing with my mom. She would do all the female characters, and she would also do the narrator as well. And it was just, oh my gosh, sitting with my siblings and listening to them read the books to us, like before we went to bed. Oh, it was so good. It just like really like touched me. And I became obsessed, because once my parents read the books to us, we were allowed to read them on our own. So they read them to us, and then I read it, and I was just obsessed. That was like my whole personality for the longest time. Did you put your name into the Goblet of Fire read? Oh, I can't remember. So I can't remember specifically how my parents read some of the stories, but I do know, like, I just get an overall good feeling. about like those books. Like when I think of Harry Potter, like one of the first things I think about is like sitting in the living room, my dad like sitting in his chair, and then my mom sitting on the couch, like sitting next to my siblings and listening to them read the books. So I was obsessed with it for quite a while. I still enjoy the series, and I still enjoy the universe. It's just not the same when I was like obsessed as like a 12-year-old. You know, the obsession of 12 and 13-year-olds. So I was pretty nerdy then too. Hi, I'm Aurelia. I don't like chocolate and I do like Harry Potter. Yeah, that was pretty accurate. Pretty accurate description of my personality. I hate to admit it, but that is true. Very, 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 very true. Do. What would you like to have or do for your streams one day? It's a very open-ended question. I guess we can make it like a goal. We can say, what is like a goal of mine? I think it would be really fun. Like, I don't know, I've said this before, but it'd be really fun to do a collab with Bricky one day. After I read The Lion, Son of the Forest, I was asking my friend who was into Warhammer, I was like, hey, like, what else? Like, I want to know more because I don't feel like I understand everything that's going on. They're like, just go on YouTube. Like, there's tons of videos. And one of, like, the first videos I watched was, like, Bricky. And it's kind of funny because I wasn't a VTuber then. I wasn't even, like, close to considering being a VTuber. It was, like, 6 months later I decided to become a VTuber because I was obsessed with Warhammer. But, like, I watched a lot of Bricky videos. Like, I watched a ton of different videos. And I honestly, it would be awesome to do that. I'm sure every like person that's like gotten into Warhammer, at least on the VTuber side, would be like, I'd love to collab with Bricky and learn more about like Warhammer. But I don't know, I just think it would be fun. It'd be awesome. But yeah, it'll happen. If it ever happens, like, that would be awesome, but it doesn't have to happen. So don't go, please don't go tagging Bricky or like bringing me up. It's got to happen naturally. Okay. So don't be weird about it. I don't want to like push so hard on that sort of thing. I'd like to, but it's not a yeah, it's not like we gotta push for it. Yeah, if you guys gotta go get some sleep, get your sleep. So yeah, that would be a nice thing to do one day. If you could make a food themed after Blood Angels, what would it be? Okay. So for Vampire Week, I did some like red velvet cupcakes with like a cherry strawberry filling. I feel like the best way to do like a Blood Angels themed like food, it's like gotta be a dessert, because it's hard to like a steak is not quite the same thing. Like, it doesn't work very well for like a Blood Angels theme. So I would probably do, okay, here's what I would do. I would do like an angel food cake with like strawberry cherry like filling and some sort of like buttermilk frosting. I think that would be absolutely delicious. I think that would be yummy. Blood wine, steal from Star Trek. I mean, yeah, we could do that, but I would want to make something that I would want to like eat, like consume. I'd just do a cookie. Boo! You gotta come up with something kind of creative and clever. I kind of want to try another fun like recipe that has like a Warhammer spin on it. Red velvet angel food cake. Yes, that's a thing. I would do that. I would do that. Sounds really good. Blood Angels already have blood wine. They mix blood with their wine. Yeah, they don't drink any of their stuff unless they're like, it's okay for mortals to have. And then you wonder what they're drinking. Yeah. Who was your first cartoon crush? Okay, I don't remember... I don't remember my first cartoon crush. Like, but I do remember my first crush. Oh, the button. I'm so sorry. I think the button is hidden. I'm sorry. Let me move the button. Yeah, the button was hiding, so we're gonna put the button up here. Sorry about that. Thank you, Mini Death Knight. I'm sorry. There you go. He's up there now. For Blood Angels, you could do Char Siu? What's that? Hang on. Oh. That looks really good. So Char Siu, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, it's a Cantonese-style barbecued pork. It's eaten with rice and used as an ingredient for noodle dishes and stir-fries. That looks fantastic. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm hungry now. I'm hungry now. That sounds really good. Okay. What was the question? First cartoon crush. I don't remember, like, I'm not gonna say anything out of pocket, like, my first cartoon crush was Simba from The Lion King. It's not that. But I remember my first, like, celebrity crush. Can I answer that one? Can I do that one? Because I don't really remember crushing on too many cartoon characters. Because my first crush, celebrity crush, was Orlando Bloom when he played Legolas in Lord of the Rings. I was like 12 or 13, and my parents were like, okay, you're old enough to watch Lord of the Rings with us. And so I watched Lord of the Rings, and I was like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? They're like, oh, that's Legolas. I'm like, he is attractive. As a 12-year-old, I was like, Orlando Bloom, Which, now that I look back on it, so this hasn't always been the case, but a lot of, like, my celebrity-esque crushes or things that I've had crushes on are, like, blonde. It's because my first crush was Legolas. My favorite Marvel superhero, Thor. I like Alucard from Castlevania, and then I like Sanguinius. Yes, so as you can see, I have a thing for blonde men with semi-long hair. So yeah, just don't think about it too much. I was like looking back on it and I was like, oh, okay. I want to say, ever since I was recommended, you've become my favorite VTuber, and of all the ones I'm subscribed to, I'm here for every stream of yours. Wolfwood, thank you. That's such a kind thing of you to say. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm glad all of you are here, by the way. Like, this has been a very fun stream so far, even if I was nervous about singing. But thank you. I'm so happy you're able to make it. I love it when you guys can come to stream. And, I mean, you know, I gotta have the voices in my head. If I don't have the voices in my head, like, how am I gonna stream? And you guys are the voices in my head. Tall, blonde, and sexy. Apparently that's Aurelia's type. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of those. Like, wouldn't you want them to be sexy? And then, like, tall is nice. And then, like, you know, blonde is like a preference thing, but I never really thought about the blonde part. Aurelia. I don't have any medication. I don't need to take any medication. I'm actually fine. I'm fine, chat. I'm fine. This implies that Aurelia's greatest enemies are the ones who go after her husbandos with a bottle of dark hair dye and a razor. It's been years. You need to wake up. You've been in a coma. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. I'm sensing a pattern. Blonde, pointy-eared dudes that may or may not be vampiric. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that falls under that category. I have to go back through like all the media I've watched to see like who else falls into the blonde elf looking guy. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay to have a type. It's okay to have a type. There's nothing wrong with that. Lucius, ew, no, gosh, no. Okay, next question. It's time for the next question. What is my favorite bagel? Oh, what a great question. My favorite bagel is, it used to be, I actually have a very like kind of cute story about this. When I was younger, I loved bagels, loved them with all my heart. And on Sunday mornings, I would go to the store with my, who was it? I don't remember. Okay, it might have probably been my dad. It was one of my parents, and I was always excited to get a bagel. And they would buy me a bagel. Like, you know, like there's a, you could like buy the bagels in like the pack, but then like certain grocery stores or like bakeries have, they have like, they make a bunch of bagels and then you can like pick your own out. You can just like, you can buy like one bagel. You don't need like a whole pack. So I would pick out a bagel, usually a plain bagel, because, you know, as like a 4-year-old, you're not like, you're not getting anything with jalapenos on it. No parent is going to do that to their child and have like a horrible rest of your day. So I was so excited to get my bagel, and I always made the comment, and I think my parents probably said it to me first, because I was born with a very large head as a child. For reference, I had 98th percentile in head circumference as a baby. So that is a very large head for a baby. So it was always the joke that I had the Tempris big head. The Tempris big head, because my dad has a big head too. Yeah, no, I was born pretty nerdy. That's true. So there was always the joke that I had a big head, and I think as a 4-year-old, I like knew that, 4 or 5-year-old. And so I was always excited to go to the store, and I would be like, "Can we go to the store to get a bagel as big as my head?" And that's what I would say. I was like, "Bagel as big as my head?" And everyone's like, "What is she talking about?" But we would go to the store and we would get bagels. So I have a fond memory, like, because I vaguely remember me saying that to some adult that was taller than me, probably my father, that I wanted a bagel as big as my head. But my favorite bagel has kind of changed. It used to be plain, but I really like cheese bagels. Oh my gosh. Oh, I die for a cheese bagel. Also, they also have like yeah, cheese bagel. It's so good. Oh. Asiago cheese bagel. Oh my gosh. Oh, I want a bagel now. I want that beef thing, and then I want a cheese bagel. That's what we're gonna do for dinner. We're gonna get off stream, and that's what we're gonna get. So that is my favorite bagel. That's so funny. I forgot about like me wanting a bagel as big as my head, but that was such like a cute little story. I have since grown into my head. I don't have an abnormally, at least I don't think I have an abnormally large head for like my age and size. So I think it's evened out now, but as a baby it was very big. Like apparently when I was younger, my parents were trying to have me like sit up, but it took me a long time to like get like the ab and the stomach muscles and the back muscles to sit up, because my head was so big. Like they tried to sit me up and I just like slump over because my head was so large. I should ask them for like stories if they have specific stories about that, because that was pretty funny. I tried so hard and I was just like, bump. I just fall right back over. Yeah, it's a little too heavy. It's okay though. It's okay. I can hold my head up straight now. That's all that matters. Oh man, that was a great question. I didn't think the bagel question would be the one that like got me talking all about a bunch of stuff, but that was really good. I love that question. Kudos to whoever wrote that one. It's perfect. Will you ever do a battle report stream in the future? Maybe. I'm not really, I've only played one game of tabletop. And I want to play more, but I need to really make time for it. I would not say I am knowledgeable enough in, like, tabletop before I could even, like, give you a decent battle report stream. Like, if they updated some of the rules, or like, oh, this is like the new stuff, like I would look at that and be like, isn't that neat? I could not tell you whether or not I thought it was bad, whether, like, I couldn't tell you anything. So maybe I would love to do one. I just need to sit down and make time to learn about the tabletop and maybe play a little bit more, and then understanding what other factions are about and how they play. Oh, I meant to do this. What's your recording streaming setup like? Mic type, soundproofing, sound mixer, etc. Okay, so I need to write all of this down because I want to put it in my about section on Twitch, because I know that's a question people ask. Most of my stuff is like a mixture of like 2 different sources. So I had a friend who helped me build my computer. It was a gift to myself, but then I ended up like using it for streaming. So my computer it's good. That's it's good enough for streams. Tonight I will go through and write down all of like my specs. As for the streaming stuff, a lot of the stuff that I have now, I got as like, it was due to the advice of my friend Cha-Cha and Dr. Mitharos, they're VTuber friends of mine. I was, and I still am, very new to the streaming world. So when I asked for recommendations to upgrade my setup, they really helped me really refine what I did for like audio quality. I had a mic that would occasionally do a little like it'd make a little noise every like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I had no idea. So we kind of fixed that out. I have, what is the mic? We just talked about this the other day. It's, dang it, let me pull it up. I should have pulled this up in advance, but I didn't. I'm so smart. Okay. So I for my mixer, I have, it's called Scarlet 2i2. That's my mixer. It's really good. I have I'm pulling up my microphone so I can I love them. I only know about 2-3 of them. Yeah, Cha-Cha, they are great. They have been so helpful in getting like this stuff like really sounding nice. The times that I've had like private streams to see like if we can troubleshoot technical issues, and one of them has been on it, has been absolutely wonderful. Okay, the microphone I have is it's a condenser microphone that is AT4033A. It's a good streaming mic. I already told you my mixer. And then what I did for soundproofing, I bought, you can buy them off of Amazon. They're like soundproofing panels. They are like 1 foot by 1 foot, thereabouts. And they have like a sticky back. And I basically put them on my wall behind my computer. I bought like 2 packs. So I put them all along the wall. They don't go all the way up to the ceiling. There's probably like 2 feet. No, 2.5 feet from like the top of the soundproofing to the ceiling. And then another thing I did, because I'm in my office, is I got if you ever, you know those like background curtain rods, like the curtain stands where you can like hang backdrops for like parties and something like that? I bought one of those. I got a tablecloth. I draped it over and like pinned it to the top of this of these poles, and then I stuck more soundproofing like squares to it. So I basically move around this like curtain, and I put it behind me when I stream, so I try to like limit the sound bouncing around my room as much as possible. It is a little streaming fort. That is pretty accurate. How did you meet Cha-Cha and the other VTubers? So Cha-Cha I met actually through Dr. Mytharos. If you don't know Dr. Mytharos, he is Cha-Cha's producer, basically. Producer, manager, whatever you want to call it, handler. Anyways, he was in my stream. This was about 5, 6 months ago. And I had I mentioned that I wanted to go get boba, something like that. And he said, oh man, my wife loves boba and now she wants boba now that you mentioned it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, well, who's your wife? Like, tell her I'm very sorry that that now she wants boba. And he said, oh, I forgot exactly what he said. I have to go back. I could probably clip it for posterity's sake. It's like, oh, she's a VTuber. I'm like, oh, she's a VTuber. I'm like, what's her name? Like, what? Like, that's so cool. I don't know anyone else who's a VTuber. So, he gave me her name. So, Cha-Cha, your V-mom. Actually, while we're here, one moment. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Please work. Yes, it worked. Excellent. While we're here, go follow my friend Cha-Cha. She's amazing. I love her. So, I looked her up. And I was like, oh my gosh, her model is so cute. She's adorable. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'll tell her you said that. And I don't know if she hopped on that stream or a later stream. And she said thank you. And so I followed her on Twitter. And then we just started chatting in DMs. And we set up a collab. And that's kind of, the rest is history. Yeah. So that's, that's how I know Cha-Cha. And I kind of met other VTubers, some through her, Pandora. Do I have that one? I don't have that one programmed on my deck, but we're gonna do it anyway. I get to use my new commands. I'm so happy. Pandora, which is also one of Cha-Cha's friends. Pandora's funny too. And a couple others I met just because, I watched some of their streams and just nothing too crazy, but yeah. Was I nervous for the Lethal Company collab? Oh yeah, for sure. There are some things that I would have done differently, thinking about it now, but I am happy overall with how it went. I was a little nervous, of course, that makes sense, but I think it was great. We had a good time. So, yeah, it was good. So I'm happy I met Cha-Cha and Dr. Mytharos because they really helped me streamline my streaming setup, and everything looks and sounds a lot better now because of their help and expertise. So yeah, I'm grateful for them. Do you think you will get a 3D VTuber model similar to Cha-Cha? Actually, that I have actually considered getting a 3D model. I have some ideas for some 3D streams I think would be quite enjoyable. But it's not something I foresee doing in the near future. It would be something that I do in maybe 2-3 years if I'm still streaming. I really hope I am. Yeah, I would say, yeah, at least 2 years. Because I'm getting a new model update, and we probably won't debut that until maybe fall of next year, because it takes a long time to get that the art made and it rigged. It's a long process, so we probably won't get that done until next year. And maybe at that point we'll decide it's good for a 3D model, but at the current moment there are no immediate plans. Lots of bits and bobs, that's for sure. But I do want to get a 3D model. I think it would be really fun. I have some cool ideas that I'd like to try out, but I don't want to say them. I don't want to say them just yet, but perhaps as we get closer we can do that. Would you ever cosplay your VTuber model? Yes, I've actually thought about this. I have a 3D printer. The only thing I'm not very good at is designing pieces. So I wouldn't say I would be skilled enough to I mean, you can see, hang on, let me move my model around. You can see there's a lot of stuff involved in this. That's a lot of 3D printing, but because it's kind of specific, I would probably need some help designing something, or I would need to like do a huge crash course on like Blender or other like 3D modeling programs so I can make it myself. Yeah, I'd like to, because I'd love to wear it to like a Renaissance fair. I might do like a different version of it, because then like you would know it was me. But yeah, I would like to definitely cosplay my model with all of the armor and everything. Not the Ren Fair. What's wrong with the Ren Fair? Welcome, Nuclear Spirit. I hope you're having a good day today. Just doing a little bit of chatting, a little Q&A stream. Ask my model mom. Well, okay, so it's different. VTuber models are 2D. Even if you got a 3D model made, it's not the same. It's like VTuber models are like layers. So when you look at something and you're like, oh, I can kind of see, like if you look at my ears, you can see that you're like, oh, there's a little bit of like some depth there. It's not actually depth, it's just layering. Like well done layering to make it look 3D, but it's actually not. It's kind of bizarre. If you ever get to see like behind the scenes for like VTuber models and how they get rigged, it's so weird to look at. It's super weird. Yeah, it's definitely, you would have to like actually go to a 3D designer. Aurelia sitting on a whole spool of Oromite. Yeah, no, we would be printing it in the lightest, most durable piece of like 3D printing material ever. There's no way. Is there a character you'd really want to cosplay? I don't know. I know I wanted to do more cosplay when I was younger, but just didn't make the time for it. No, not really. Never really thought about it. Please let me know if you want help for cosplay. I'll let you know. It would be a very long project. Odds are we would probably be doing like streams, because in some cases, like where I needed to like sand prints down, like that would be like, okay, let's talk while I do sanding or something like that. What about Amberly Vale? Oh, I guess I never thought about doing Warhammer cosplay. I could. I don't think I'm nearly as pretty as Amberly Vale, but, you know, that would be flattering. Female Sanguineous? No, I couldn't do that. Nope, 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 nope. No, I don't think I could do that. But yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to cosplay it one day. Would you ever want to do a Sanguineous cosplay? Okay. I forgot this one was in here. Like me dress up as Sanguineous? No. I don't think I'm really like interested in like doing guys for cosplay. I think it would just be Aurelia, or maybe a Sister of Battle. Maybe, oh, I could do an Inquisitor. An Inquisitor would be a lot of fun to do. I think an Inquisitor would be good. Okay. What surprised you the most about streaming? Was it something about the community or the technical nature of it? Or was it something else? What surprised me the most? Okay, I'm sorry. I have to say it because it's my honest answer. I am surprised at how awesome and chill all of you are. And it's super cheesy, I know. You're like, Aurelia, that is the most basic VTuber answer you could ever give. But I'm frankly surprised. I started streaming back in February, mid-February, and I could never have guessed how awesome all of you are, and how chill and supportive you've been. I could never have guessed. I knew I was making a decent play when I decided to be a Warhammer Vtuber, because there are Warhammer Vtubers, but not many of them are girls. So I knew I had a couple points in my favor, and that I was going in as like a fan and not like I wasn't pretending to know everything, but I had a genuine interest in wanting to discuss it. So I knew that was going to go somewhat well, but I am just surprised at the growth that I have had this year. Oh, we love you 3000, Aurelia. Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet. No, just how awesome you guys have been and just supportive. I am constantly like stunned by your generosity and like how willing you are to hang out and chat with me. Like a lot of you could have left after I sang Imperium Girls. You're like, yep, that's all I needed to hear, but you're willing to stay here and talk with me, like just kind of about whatever, like personal stuff about like, oh, where did you and Sanguinius have your first kids, like just dumb stuff. And I just didn't expect that. I would say when I was younger, is part of like the introverted side of things, but I didn't have many friends or people that found me likable. And that's not completely true. I did have friends, but I know it was a huge thing for me because it was like, ah, man, people just don't like me. And not that I thought that no one would like me, but it was certainly a hurdle putting myself out here like this, because in the content creation industry, like, it's brutal, and people are honest, like, oh, this sucked or that wasn't good, and you kind of have to have thick skin, and I think I do for the most part, but you are like putting yourself out there and your personality out there, and it's pretty telling when people don't like you. So I think for a while I was nervous that people wouldn't like me. So, I feel very happy knowing that there are people who are just happy to hang out and talk, not just because I do talk a lot of Warhammer, but at least you seem here to be somewhat interested in what I have to say. I have a +4. Feel no pain. I do. It's because the community is so awesome, and I'm grateful for all of you. So that was probably what has surprised me the most. Technical issues still absolutely, they floor me, because when I think I have everything fixed, then an update comes to OBS and then everything is broken. Among other things, but this stream is so terrible, I've given subs on multiple occasions. Yes, come here to see the dumpster fire. So, speaking of OBS, there you go, that was weird. OBS did a weird thing. I was like, oh no. So, yeah. So thank you guys for being awesome, and sorry for such a cheesy answer to that. You know I had to do it. You know I had to do it. To be fair, you're the only person I know who likes Warhammer like me, so I just find it easier to talk to you. Yay! Okay, in that case, don't let me be the only person who knows, like, that you know who knows Warhammer. Like, join the Discord. Oh my gosh, there's so... all of us nerds get in there and we talk about Warhammer. So don't be alone in knowing about Warhammer. Yeah, they love chatting about Warhammer in the Discord. You should join it. You should join it. Okay. Oh, this question. Is this the last one? This is like one of the last questions. Like, I know. What was the biggest personal flaw you've overcome, and what advice would you give to others? Okay. Let me see which one. It might not be the biggest, but I'm trying to find the one that's like the most pertinent. I've heard of Warhammer, but what is it again? Since you know a lot, maybe you could tell me. Okay, I'll give you a very brief rundown. Warhammer, so Warhammer 40k is basically a future universe. Is a universe set in the future, the 41st or the 42nd at this point, millennium, where everything in the galaxy is fighting each other. There's war, death, and destruction. Everything sucks. But there's lots of like good things that happen. It's like a very sad universe, but also there's like a lot of hope. You've got aliens, you've got humans, you've got space elves, you've got bugs that eat everything, you've got blue fish people, but they're all fighting each other. That is a very gross oversimplification of it. Everything sucks. Would you like to know more? Pretty much. That's exactly how it is. Is it the one with the giant space marines? Yes, correct. You are correct. It is the one with the giant space marines. Okay. Now to answer the question. Biggest personal flaw you've overcome. What advice would you give to those there? Man, it's tough because I've had stuff that I've overcome, but it just doesn't make sense for what we're talking about here. Okay. All right. Okay, I've got it. So this it could be a bit of a, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I have discovered, and I think some of you can agree with me on this, that sometimes what you feel does not mean it is true. A very simple example of this is if you are in, like, let's say you're in a disagreement with someone, and let's just say, like, for example, you're hungry when you get into this argument with someone, and you walk away from it. It's an unresolved argument. You're like, man, they must hate me. Like, they must hate me after all of that. That doesn't mean, like, you may feel that way, but that doesn't mean it's true. And you can apply that to many things. I'm trying to find, like, good examples that aren't, like, too weird to explain. But yeah, I would say, if there's ever a moment where you are feeling a particular way, and it could be good or bad, I think the best thing that you can do is reflect on why you feel that way. Like, for that argument with your friend, like, why do you feel that way? Try to assess the emotion or the insecurity, because everyone acts, whether they like it or not, and whether a good action or a bad action, they act based off of their own insecurities. Like, for example, you could be like, oh, I want to help my friend do their dishes. That is a good thing, like, that you want to help someone. But it could be like the reason you do that is because you felt like you always had to help at home, or you got guilt tripped at home into, like, helping all the time. So you don't want to feel guilt tripped by your friend. That is a basic example. That's not necessarily mine. Like, that's not mine. That's, like, not an example that I have. But I would say self-reflection goes a very long way, and I don't think people do it often enough. Try to assess why you feel a certain way, and not just because, oh, well, they made me angry. Why did you react that way? What button did that push in you? What insecurity did that press? Because if you recognize the insecurities, you can start to work on them, and then you can start to improve. That, I think, is probably, like, the key to a lot of things. Because there were things that I did, and I didn't know it at the time, but I acted and behaved a certain way because I was insecure about XYZ, like, you could name it. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't recognize it. And it was frustrating to my friends because they were like, why are you like this? You aren't normally like this. And I was like, oh, that's just kind of how it was. But then when I recognized what the problem was and why I felt that way, I actually kind of became, and this isn't always the case, but I was kind of freed from that. And I no longer felt like, oh, I have to behave this way, because now I know, like, this isn't real. Just because I feel this way doesn't mean it's true. And that's also the same thing for, like, good feelings. Like, I don't think, I'm sure you have everyone here maybe knows someone or like is a friend of someone who has some sort of obsession with a substance or something like that. Just because, and like we all know that just because something makes you feel good, that doesn't mean it's good for you. And that applies to all of that too. So not just the bad and the good things, but really think about why you do stuff. And why and how your actions impact others in that way. I hope that makes sense. But being able to sometimes figure out why or where your feelings come from can really help you in the long run. So yeah, a little bit of a more serious one, which is why it was towards the end. But that I think covers a lot of struggles I've had, or it has addressed personal flaws. I didn't really start my journey of self-reflection until like a year and a half or maybe 2 years ago. I didn't really think about, I didn't really do a lot of self-reflecting until recently. And I found it has helped me a lot in the long run. And it has helped me in like difficult situations where I'm having like an argument with a friend, and like I get frustrated and I'm like, and I'm upset. I'm like, well, why do I feel this way? It just kind of helps ground you. It is weird when it finally clicks. Oh my gosh, it's mind-blowing. I had a whole thing where like my friend said one thing, and like we were dealing with something, and they said one thing, and like it clicked in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why I do that thing. And it was like, oh, like it felt like it explained so much of my life. Absolutely humbling. I felt so dumb after that. I was like, oh, I can't believe I didn't notice this. It's so true. Oh, we have, is this? Okay, this is the last like scheduled planned question we have, but I'm happy to answer others and just chill and vibe and talk. Putting yourself out there is a scary prospect, especially to the introverted. How did you work up the courage to start streaming? I guess the nice thing about it was, so my friend, the one that I was like, that I knew that was like obsessed with like Warhammer, was like, oh, what if you tried streaming? Because I kept talking to them, and I think they were getting fed up with me. Because I kept talking to them about Warhammer stuff. And they're like, what if you became like a streamer and you talked about Warhammer? I was like, I don't know if I want to like... That's kind of outside my comfort zone. I was like, well, what if you were like a VTuber? And I was like, okay. I mean, I guess I could do that. Like, do you think I'd be like a good VTuber, a good streamer? They're like, yeah, sure, why not? So it was kind of like encouragement from that friend, which was great. Is your friend Cha-Cha? No, I met Cha-Cha after I started streaming. That would have been funny though. That would have been so funny. So it was kind of like the encouragement from that friend. But part of it was also nice because I was nervous before streams in the beginning, but in the beginning there was only like maybe 1 or 2 people. It is kind of like a little demoralizing when you only see like, when you see 0 people in your like stream. So like when you see like there's no one there, you're like, I feel so silly talking to myself. But like there is something like comforting where you're like, it's just me here. Like I can just be me, and I can just play my game and just provide my own little fun commentary. Like there's nothing wrong with that. So it was kind of like, hey, like if you think about it, it's like you're sitting in a room, or like imagine standing in like an audience hall and you're gonna give a speech. It's like you're just standing there in the room talking to yourself. And there's like no one there, but then like, oh hey, there's like 5 people in the front row, and it's like, oh look, I can just talk to these like 5 people here. And I think that's like a good way to like imagine it. Like, so in the like sitting there and you're like, oh, I can talk to this empty room, that's fine. It definitely got more, I think I feel more at ease now. Because in the beginning, when there was more and more people in my streams, I was like, oh my gosh, there's more people. I don't want to lose them. I don't want them to think I'm crazy. So that was a little nerve-wracking, like when I try too hard, because there's moments where it's like I'm relaxed and I'm chill, like moments like this where I'm fine. But I know in the beginning, when I didn't want to lose people, I would get like worked up. And funny enough, whenever I was like worked up and like really like nervous about it, it's actually when my performance was poor, or I didn't do as well in my opinion for some of my streams. So I've kind of like gotten to the point where it's like, hey, just relax. Everything is going to, like, the pace of everything is going to happen as it does. Like, don't worry about numbers. Like, it's good to keep those things in mind, but don't worry about numbers. Relax. Make content that you enjoy and that you think chat will enjoy, and everything will just go from there. I was nervous in the beginning because I was like, man, I don't know if I can create things, or I don't know if I can be entertaining enough. I think I've gotten to the point where I am comfortable knowing that I am entertaining enough to some of you at least. And I can still hang out and relax, and I don't have to be as uptight about things as I used to be. So that is kind of how I worked up the courage over time. I still have moments where I ebb and flow, where I'm like, I really need to lock in, and then it's like, okay, no, just relax. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think I'm entertaining. I wasn't trying to like I was not trying to like fish for compliments there. That's actually one of the things I don't like. But yeah, that's like the long, I was gonna say that's the long and short of it. I'm like, no, it's just the long. That's the long of it. All of it is long. What would be the war cry for the channel? Oh, I've never thought about that. I never thought about that. I'm gonna have to think about it. Is the floor open for questions now? Yeah, sure. We can answer some questions that aren't in the slides. I will take this down so we don't have to remove. Yes. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we have no more questions that were prepared, but I am happy to answer any that you have. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to make a noise. Your videos are amazing and funny. You keep our spirits up whenever we're feeling down. Thank you for being an awesome person. Well, thank you for being here. I can't do this without all of you. Otherwise, I would just be talking to myself. So thank you for, giving it back to me, because there's some days where it's like, man, I really wish I could stream. Or, like, if I take a week off, I'm like, man, I kind of miss streaming. I do enjoy it. It's fun. Do you have a VR or play any other games besides Warhammer? Oh man, I wish I had the time to play more video games, but I really don't, and it's sad. Because all of my free time goes into streaming and like planning streams, setting things up, all of those little details. I don't get to have fun and play video games as often as I would like, which is why I haven't touched Space Marine since we played it in like mid-October. Like, I haven't touched that game. I just don't play like as many video games as I'd like to. I'm good at Mario Kart. I can't wait. I will crush you guys one day with Mario Kart. We'll do community Mario Kart and I will destroy all of you. I'm too good at that game. Have you dabbled in Warhammer Fantasy before? We've done a couple Warhammer Fantasy streams, but I haven't dug into the lore as much. It's been pretty like nonchalant, very casual looking at it. So yeah. So I need to wait, did you say we can be hang on. We can be patient and wait for a bit if you want to take a break for games. Oh no, it's I'm newer to like PC games, so it's not like I play all the I played all the time. It's like I got a PC like a year and a half ago, maybe. Yeah, a year and a half ago. Like I got an actual PC. I used to play on a laptop, a little laptop. and it would sound like a rocket whenever I like booted up Minecraft or some other game. So I only really started playing video games like a year and a half ago, but I'm no gamer. I'm not a gamer. No, 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 no. So Pancreas No Works has good fantasy lore videos. Ooh, okay. I'll have to investigate this. Sorry, I'm stretching here. Got any pets? My parents have dogs. I have a fish. I have a so here's story time. I was part of a white elephant gift exchange, and don't do this. Don't do this. It worked out for me, but like, don't do this. And the white elephant exchange, one of the gifts was a beta fish. A beta fish with like a little tank and like all of like the supplies. And I was very happy because I had a beta fish when I was younger, but it got eaten by one of the cats I had when I was like, I don't know, 6 or something. So I was so happy because I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't had a beta fish in ages. It was a fish tank. It was a fish tank. Okay, I see what you did there. It was a fish tank. So don't give out fish as white elephant gifts. You don't know if people are able to take care of it. I was able to, so it was fine by me. So I got it in like December, and he was red. So I named him Raldoron because beta fish are also known as fighting fish, and they're kind of aggressive. They're aggressive to each other. So I called him Raldoron, like First Captain Raldoron of the Blood Angels. Unfortunately, the fish was from PetSmart, so it was kind of sick. So he like died like 2 months in, and I was very sad about it, but there was like nothing I could do. He was already pretty sick. But I did, like a month later, after like cleaning out the tank and making sure it was ready to go for a new fish, I do have one now. He is red. I got another beta fish, different style. His name is Azkalan, because I wanted to keep with the Blood Angel theme because I thought that was kind of cute. So his name is Azkalan. I'll have to take another picture and put it in the server. But yeah, he's red and black, or like it's like he's red but like a darker red too, so it's like almost black. He's pretty. I like him, and I've had him I think since March or April. So I've had him for like 6-7 months now. So that, yeah, so I do have a pet. His name is Azkalan, and he's my fighting fish, and he's really cute because I'll stick my finger up to the side of the tank, and this is fine as long as you don't do it like too much. They'll flare like when they're angry, or they're like when they're angry usually, or when they're trying to like assert dominance. But I'll put my finger at the edge of the tank and he'll flare, and he knows that if he does that, he gets a little treat from me. So I give him a little treat because it's helpful for them. It's like kind of like healthy for them to do that every once in a while. Yeah, I could have named him Gabriel Seth, but I kind of like Azkalan because it's a cool name. I really like it. Will you be streaming tomorrow? I didn't make any plans to stream tomorrow. I usually stream on the weekend, so it's like Friday nights, Saturdays, like mornings or afternoons on Saturdays, and then Sunday afternoons. And then depending on my week, it's usually Wednesday night or Thursday night. You know, I got shifts with the god, like I gotta guard I've gotta guard the Emperor, so I can't always be streaming. That would be nice though, if I could like stream other times of day, or as like more often. More often would be nice. So probably not tomorrow. I have to check my calendar, but I will be streaming next weekend at least. So yeah. That's that. So yes, I do have a fish, and he's great. He's great. It's a cute little guy. Cute little guy. Little stretch. We have any more questions? I'll answer your questions. Have you eaten mashed potatoes with chopsticks? Okay, give me serious questions. Give me like Warhammer questions. No, I have not eaten mashed potatoes with chopsticks. Favorite dinosaur? I don't know much about dinosaurs. I don't know much about dinosaurs. I would say like velociraptors are my favorite. They're cool. But I was not a dinosaur girly. What is your favorite non-human lore in 40k? No, I like the humans though. Favorite non-human lore. I like Trazyn and Orican. I love the Infinite and the Divine. That was so funny. Hilarious to me. I love that, honestly. I think that's my favorite, like, non-human book. Let's see. Favorite heretic? Argoltal. Argoltal. I love Argoltal. No question. Argoltal is the best. My boy. Erebus sucks. Erebus sucks. Any idea on when you'll start watching Hunter the Parenting? It might be a few weeks. I want to, on my own time, do some World of Darkness lore diving, so then I can provide some good context. Not as much as, like, Warhammer stuff that I read before I started streaming, but I want to know at least a little bit more than the basics. I know, before anyone says it, I know they have, like, a video to, like, get you, like, introduced to the setting before you watch Hunter the Parenting. I will watch that, but I also am gonna watch other things first, so then I can get, like, you know, I can have a better understanding than, like, your average viewer. I know Hunter the Parenting will teach me, kind of like how TTS kind of talked about some of the weird lore, but, you know, I'd like to know. What VTubers did you watch before you became one yourself? Okay, that's a funny story. I actually used to not like VTubers. Like, I didn't hate them by any means. I just found it, like, weird and odd. I was like, why would you look like an anime girl on, like, a stream? And, like, that just seems weird. Like, just, it's like an odd thing to do. And then I, like, started watching some, and what really was, like, funny with that is I started watching some of the Phase Connect girls, because, like, occasionally, like, a clip would pop up and I'm like, okay, what's this about? Or, like, my friend would send me a clip and I was like, okay. And, like, the Phase Connect girls I find, like, very, very, very funny. Like, some of them are unhinged and it's absolutely fabulous. So I would watch them. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, these girls are kind of funny. I kind of like them. So later when my friend was like, oh, you should do streaming, I was like, but my face on a screen. I'm like, well, what if you were a VTuber? And I was like, well, that's kind of funny now, isn't it? So now I really don't find it very weird at all. It makes sense. I honestly kind of like being a VTuber because of the anonymity it provides. And also, I don't have to spend 3 hours to put makeup on my face. Like, I could roll out of bed, and assuming I don't have anything else to prep, I could, like, boot up stream in 10 minutes, and, like, I'd be ready to go. I don't have to do anything else. Just drink some water, and, like, just go. She became the very thing she disliked. So it wasn't, like, a hatred. I was just like, I found it, I thought it was distasteful. I just thought it was odd and weird. But yeah, I've been converted. I was wrong. Yeah, but honestly, so to answer the question that was asked, which VTubers did I watch? I've never really been into streamers or VTubers. I have a hard time watching them because I can't focus on my own tasks, so I'll usually just listen to music instead of listening to, like, someone else talk about something. So I mainly just watched Phase Connect and their little clips. So some Pippa, some Jelly, a little bit of Sheena, I think. Those were, like, the main ones that I would, like, listen to. Like, some of their clips, but I didn't really, no. Are you sure you aren't Jaden Animation's doppelganger? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So that one is, yeah, that. And I don't watch too many channels now. I really only watch like friend channels. So like I'll watch Cha-Cha when we are not streaming at the same time. Like I'll like pop in and I'll like hang out in her stream for like maybe like 20-30 minutes. And then Pandora, since she started streaming again, I try to hop into her streams for a little bit too and just chat. So yeah, that's what I do. The irony is very funny. I'm glad you find it funny. I can laugh about it now, even though in the moment it was kind of like, oh, but honestly, it's fun, it's cool, and I like being able to like change my armor colors. Like this is nice. Like I get to like dress up and have fun, and a new model will be great because this will be way more seamless. I have a question about miniatures. Is there a Carcharodon miniature set out there? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that one, if I'm being particularly honest. I really only know like kind of like Custody stuff. Which Primarch besides Sanguinius would you like to see return to the setting? Dorn. Dorn. I would love to see Dorn. Dorn is, I would love Dorn to return to the setting. I want to see him try to deal with the Black Templars. Dorn. I think Dorn is a good one. Dorn's a good one. Oh, man. Sorry for the yawn. My bad. Let's see. Was that... No, that was... That armor was the 3rd Legion. So normally I have options on Twitch where you can do redeems. And I have them turned off right now because my bots are kind of like broken at the moment. I'm switching between redeem channel things. And also it's Gothrelia week, so we're not gonna switch between anything else except Gothrelia. No, that was the 3rd Legion armor. So we'll do recolor streams when I get my new armor, and we'll make me look nice and pretty with fun Legion themed armor. It's gonna be great. And it'll be way more streamlined. It'll be awesome. My question is, what lore change would you make for either Custodes or Sanguinius? Well, I mean, in a perfect world, I would like to say Sanguinius did not die. I would love that, but that's not really reasonable. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Oh, I apologize if I don't see your question. Like, there's a lot of different chats going on, so I can't read and address all of them and talk at the same time. I will do my best, so I apologize if I don't catch your question right away. Any particular music artists you listen to often? Actually, no. I don't really have like bands I'm like, oh, that I'm like super loyal to. I'm not really a concert girl. I just kind of listen to whatever pops up. And like I just make my own playlist on Spotify. Spotify is like the best thing because like I can just choose what songs I want to listen to at any given moment. So yeah. Oh man. Okay. All right, you guys have more questions. So here's the thing. I need to go to the bathroom. So if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer questions, but I need to take like 30 seconds. And I'll be right back. Is that okay? Is that okay if I come back in 30 seconds? Is that cool? Cuz I need to go really quickly. Okay, I will be right back. Like give me like 1 minute. And we can keep talking, we can keep answering questions, so give me 1 sec. I have returned. Honestly, streaming has taught me, has pushed the limits of my bladder. Because not only do I have to hold it, I'm also drinking water. So we just keep adding more fluids to this entire thing. So my this bladder is fortified. This bladder is fortified. I'm sorry, that was so dumb. That was so dumb. Immediately lost 10 viewers. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I said that and I lost 10 viewers. Charlie, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships on YouTube. Make sure you say thank you to Charlie. Charlie, I hope you're enjoying stream today. I hope my bladder comment wasn't too much. Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You know, some things are a little too much information. Maybe. Okay, questions. If you posted a question while I was in the restroom, you can post again. What beta fish color is most thematically relevant for Warhammer lore? Well, I guess it depends on the faction, because a dream of mine that I would love to have, when I got my first beta fish and I named him Raldoron, I wanted to have 18 other beta fish that looked like, that would have like Legion themed colors, and that they were the first captains of each Legion. I was like, this would be awesome. 20 beta fish, or like 18 beta fish. Anonymous, well, whoever anonymously gifted a sub, thank you very much. No, but like, you keep the beta fish in separate tanks. They don't have to be particularly large tanks, but like, I don't want them to be too small. But I thought that would be like kind of fun. I'm like, okay, this is Raldoron, this is Abaddon, and then like you go through, this is like, you name all of them. Like, I just think that would be cute. Min-maxing the fish tank. Yeah. That's 18 tanks. It would be cool though. It would be cool. And then I would update you guys on the fish. I would update you guys on the fish. I'm like, guess what, guys? Today, like... I just think it would be funny. I think it would be funny. Why not do an all-female beta sorority? Well, I think even the female betas fight each other too. Like the fish, they don't care. They're throwing hands. They see another fish and they're like, Like, I know if you're trying to breed a pair of beta fish, like, you have to have this like setup where their tanks are like connected, but where he can't get over to her. So like, he gets the water that she's in, so he's like kind of like chill, and he's like, yeah, okay, I kind of know you. It's not like a simple process. They care not from where the blood flows. That is correct. That's why they're called fighting fish. Throwing fins. You're right. I said it wrong. Throwing fins. Would you have a goldfish as the emperor? Actually, I've seen really cool videos of like golden like koi. That would be the emperor for sure. For sure. So, yeah, a koi pond would be nice. A big giant golden koi. They're pretty. Oh my gosh. The breeders for those fish, absolutely stunning. Well done. Ever consider a writer's workshop stream where you and chat try to put together a semi-coherent Warhammer short story, then you read the end result when it's done? Would it be like Mad Libs? We could do something like that. That would be fun if we had like Warhammer themed like Mad Libs. I would need to get someone to write all of the other stuff. What we could do is that's actually a good idea. If I took a regular Mad Libs book and then I adjusted the story so it was more like Warhammer themed. We could do that. Okay, let me write that down. Let me put that in my notes. I have a special... where is it? Stream ideas. Where is it? There. Okay. Mad Libs. But Warhammer. Got it. Thank you. That's a great idea. My Dawn of War campaign crashed after 3 hours of fights with no saving. Thanks for the company. I will now go to bed mad. I am so sorry. I am so sorry for your loss. Best of luck to you. I hope you're not too mad. Oh no. I'm so sorry. That I can't even imagine. I haven't played Dawn of War. I haven't either, but I've heard it's good. And I know you guys will want me to play it. Oh. My wife told me that female beta fish do not fight each other, and this is from her years of owning beta fish. Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. I just made the assumption that they fought each other. Well, then we could have a sisters of battle, a sorority of beta fishes. That would be beta fishes. Oh my gosh, what am I, 5? Beta fish. That could be sisters of battle themed. Thank you for informing me. I did not know this. That is good to know. Vulcan would be a catfish. He's got that wholesome smile. Oh. Why am I tired all of a sudden? What the heck? I adore Dawn of War. I highly recommend the unification mod if you decide to play. Okay. Yeah, it'll be something to consider. I have so many like games and things I am playing. I don't know when I'm going to get to all of them. Even like your stream suggestions, like watch these videos, and I'm like, there's so many videos, guys. I can't hope to watch them all. How do I like talking to people, and do I enjoy streaming? Oh yeah, I enjoy streaming. Yeah, and like the talking part, I'm pretty fine with talking to people. I did at one point, I took a public speaking course, which was good. I found that to be very helpful. I learned a couple tips from taking that. But I enjoy talking to people. Sometimes I talk too much, but I found recently, kind of since becoming a streamer, my family members and like most people don't know that I stream because this isn't like my full-time job. You know, guarding the Emperor is a very prestigious job, and a lot of people just kind of ask very like simple questions. They're like, oh, like, are you doing anything? I'm like, no, not really. And I kind of want to keep it that way. I want to keep it a secret, but I definitely don't talk as much as I used to, because a lot of the things I'm passionate about nowadays revolve around streaming. So that's a bit difficult, but it's okay. Honestly, I don't mind it too much. Because I am a little more quiet in person now, I can get more of insight on people because they will talk about their own stuff. So it's kind of helpful, so I kind of understand other people better. But yeah, that's just the I do enjoy it. I like talking on streams like this. It's definitely very different. And in some cases, like the friends that do know that I stream, I will talk a lot with them. Like I thought like I would get all of the yapping out by streaming. That's not the case. I will get off a stream and like I'll hang out with like a friend later in the day and I'll be like, I will not shut up. I will not shut up. I'm like, oh yes, and this funny thing was said, and I'm like, and then this guy, he said this, and that made me annoyed, but I couldn't do anything about it. And I definitely I yap a little bit more to my friends that know I stream. It's kind of it's refreshing. It's refreshing. That felt directed. No, I wasn't directing that at anyone. No. No, there's always there's comments that I see that annoy me or like questions and I'm like, why would you ask that? And I just ignore them. So it's not directed at anyone in particular. Like it just, they come and go. I don't always remember them and I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot this guy said this. I'm like, ah. But no, that's not directed. That's not directed at all. A moment of silence for Aurelia's yapped friends. Okay, okay. I'm getting better. I'm improving. I'm improving. I'm improving. Do any of your friends watch your streams? I know Cha-Cha and sometimes Dr. Mitharos do, and sometimes Pandora. As for like IRL friends, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, my friends also have their own lives too, so I'm not offended if they don't. But sometimes, that's kind of all I can really say. I don't comment on, like, if they've joined stream. Like, I know it's them. But I won't necessarily comment like, oh, look, it's my IRL friend named Rebecca or whatever. Like I don't do that. If I do see a friend in a stream, I don't say anything. There you are. I knew you were. I wondered if you were lurking. I wondered if you were lurking. I love that emote. That emote is like too perfect. I knew it. Dang it. I knew it. Sometimes I get a feeling. I get this like sixth sense and I'm like, I sense there are lurkers. Or like I know when a lurk is gonna start. I understood the cat bug reference. Thank you, thank you. I love cat bug. I'm cat bug. Rebecca. But yes, that is, I don't, unless it's like someone who, like, for example, like Cha-Cha, she uses her Cha-Cha, like, account to say hi. That's different. But IRL friends, I don't comment. Obviously. My lurker sense is tingling? Yeah. So, yeah. Sometimes I just like to dance. I like to stare at my model and like move around and be like, ooh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. La. Big positive yapping energy will always bring a smile. Yay! I'm glad you think so. Having a lurker sense is imperative to guarding the Golden Throne after all. I mean, you're right. You're right. It is better to have the lurking abilities than to like not have them. Let's see. I'm investigating a couple of things, chat. Give me one moment. Oh, okay. Let me investigate. I'm looking around, chat, because I think things are kind of starting to wind down. So I'm looking for some people we can raid into, because we haven't raided in a hot minute. So I meant to do it yesterday and I totally forgot. So we are going to we are going to see who we can raid. I have someone picked out on the Twitch side, but the YouTube side is a little bit more tricky. Let's see. I'm not really seeing anyone on the... We could raid her. Okay, I have someone on the Twitch side, don't have anyone on the YouTube side, unfortunately, that we will raid into today. But thank you to everyone who joined today. I hope you enjoyed me singing Imperium Girls. I had fun. So I had a lot of fun doing that, even though I was a little nervous. But thank you all for coming, and thank you for hanging out chatting with me. I had a great time. I will post the schedule later this week, but I know we'll be doing some more Baneblade painting, and we will be doing some more miniatures painting. Miniatures. Baneblade painting, miniatures, and maybe... I think I need to finish Alien. I need to finish Alien Isolation, so we're gonna do that too. So, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Battle Brothers, and I will see you later this week. Alright? I'll catch you later.
Pretty good too, actually.